Now, to introduce our next honoree, Alex Mehran, please welcome Michael Shepard, former chairman and CEO, Bank West Corporation and Bank of the West.
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to join all of you in honoring and celebrating the many accomplishments and contributions of Alex Mehran to his company, Sunset Development and the iconic Bishop Ranch, to our economy, and to many of the institutions that make the Bay Area such a wonderful place to live and work. We all recognize that superlatives are often overused these days, but Alex Mehran's achievements are truly Hall of Fame quality. And we have the opportunity tonight to congratulate Alex on his business success and to draw inspiration from his outstanding character and his meaningful life. As you'll see in the following video, Sunset Development has demonstrated impressive growth and sustained excellence, which is not easy to do in an industry subject to changing economic cycles. Although we greatly admire companies that achieve tremendous valuations in a relatively short time, we applaud Alex's dynamic stewardship, Mary's word, and I thought so too, his dynamic stewardship, growing the company founded by his father 75 years ago in a great American story, to today's 10 million square feet of leased space, literally changing our region for the better in a way that's been good, obviously, for Sunset Development and also for the companies located there, including Chevron, AT&T, and even Bank of the West. Alex inspires us with his example of knowing when and how to step back and take delight in the company's continued success under the leadership of Alex Mehran Jr., who is currently leading the reimagination and evolution of Bishop Ranch. Throughout his career, Alex has brought his leadership skills, business acumen, good judgment, and commitment to high standards for the common good to many important Bay Area organizations, including, obviously, the Bay Area Council. In addition to having been a happy corporate tenant, I've been privileged to witness Alex's dedication and effectiveness on the boards of the Presidio Trust, an experience we share with Janet, and also of the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, where Alex was an especially influential chair and led the process to select Mary Daly as the current president. Finally, I'm pleased to say that Alex has a remarkable capacity for friendship and an ability to think hard and talk about serious subjects in a very gracious way. You can see why we all feel fortunate that Alex has led the way and walked with us in making our Bay Area an even better place. We are honoring a good man tonight who fully belongs in the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
From the orchards of Contra Costa County to one of the most vibrant business communities in Northern California, the story of the Bay Area's growth is inextricably tied to the vision and leadership of one family, and especially to a man whose innovation has shaped both skyline and community. In 1951, Masoud Mehran, an Iranian immigrant who came to the United States in search of opportunity, founded Sunset Development Company with the belief that thoughtful real estate could create not just structures, but thriving communities. Over the next decades, Masoud built Sunset Homes and Sunset Town, creating thousands of homes and transforming the local landscape while fostering opportunity for families across the region. And it was into that legacy that his son, Alex Mehran, stepped, bringing renewed vision, leadership, and a deep commitment to community. After beginning his career at J.P. Morgan in New York, Alex returned to California in 1977 to join the family business. Under his guidance, Sunset Development shifted its focus from residential building to bold, large-scale, mixed-use community development. Most notably, Alex led the transformation of Bishop Ranch, a 585-acre master-planned community that today includes nearly 10 million square feet of office, retail, hospitality, and mixed-use space, supporting tens of thousands of jobs and hosting hundreds of companies essential to the Bay Area economy. And with a major redevelopment now underway, Bishop Ranch is transforming again into a center with 5 million square feet of office space, 850,000 square feet of retail and hospitality space, and 8,000 homes. Under his leadership and guided by his family's core values of honesty, social responsibility, relationships, and hard work, Alex built Bishop Ranch into a model for developing community and business side by side. Today, Bishop Ranch is home to more than 30,000 employees and 600 diverse companies, including global leaders across energy, technology, and professional services. And in 2018, Bishop Ranch welcomed the Renzo Piano-designed City Center, a vibrant gathering place blending entertainment, retail, and community life, creating not just workplaces, but a heart for the region. But Alex's impact reaches well beyond buildings. He's played a central role in shaping economic and civic life, founding the Contra Costa Economic Partnership, leading the Bay Area Council, and serving on the board of the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, bringing a spirit of civic leadership to his work. Guided by a belief that success means giving back, Alex and his family also established the Masood and Alex Mehran Foundation, supporting education, health and food security, and cultural causes throughout the Bay Area. Today, we reflect not only on Alex's leadership, but on the foundation his father laid, a legacy of opportunity, innovation, and community service that continues through 3 generations. With his son now leading Sunset Development into the future, the Mehran legacy, built on imagination, commitment, and family partnership, continues to shape our region.
Welcome and congratulations to Alex Mehran. Welcome to the Business Hall of Fame, Alex. Please join us on stage. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause to Alex Mehran. And to lead a short conversation with Alex, welcome Janet Lamkin, who is the first woman to chair the Bay Area Council Board. Enjoy the conversation.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Congratulations, Alex.
Thanks, Janet. Wonderful to be with you.
It's good to be with you. I want to just start on a personal note, if I can. What Mary referenced, me being the first female chair after 50 years, was quite extraordinary. And as it's told to me, it was very much due to the work behind the scenes of Alex Mehran, who has always supported women in every conversation I've been in with him. Truly a leader. Thank you for that. Also, shortly after it was named, when I was still at Bank of America at 55 California, Alex Mehran came and we went to lunch, and you very generously spent time and counsel with me during the lunch to talk about what was ahead. And you've been an extraordinary mentor to me and so many others, so thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Now, normally in these dinners, Alex is the MC, and he is very strict about the clock, which has been a real wonderful thing for many of us. So I'm going to let Alex follow that here. Alex, we heard in the video some great information and the story of your family and the legacy. And when I think back on the changes that your development and your projects have been through over those years, I'm so struck by the fact that you have successful business that ties very clearly to community. What is your North Star as you make decisions through that process? And are there some specific examples that you could share with us that you thought were kind of real turning points?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. I've seen a lot of friends tonight, and I'm grateful for their presence. I want to thank the committee, my committee, for having gone rogue, and it was quite a surprise when I got the telephone call that my committee was meeting in secret. But I'm grateful. It's one of the few things that Dick Cheney and I have in common. So I also want to congratulate Janet and Clint and Chris. Each of you in your individual way have made the Bay Area a better place, and it's an honor to be sharing tonight with you. So congratulations to you. And also thanks, Jim, for your years of service. It's wonderful what you have done here, and I want to give particular thanks to my friend Michael Shepard for being here tonight with that overly generous introduction. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Insofar as I'm concerned, let me just, before I answer your question, this recognition really should more appropriately be given to my family rather than to me as an individual. Because our company was founded by my parents in 1951. And they established the foundation of hard work and quality ethics and a high level of quality in the product that we built. And it has continued today through my son's leadership as he begins to transform Bishop Branch into a multidisciplinary organization of office, retail, and residential. So I'm happy that my family is here tonight to share in this recognition. My dear wife Carolyn is here, along with Annabelle and her husband Josh and Rosemary, and my son Alexander and his wife Maggie, and their children Xander and Clancy and Cecilia and Evie. So thank you all for being here tonight. Now, to answer your question on guiding principles, I would say that we have really had 4 primary guiding principles over the 75-year history of our company, again, founded by my parents and rooted in that. First is a commitment to quality, quality locations, and quality buildings. We have always tried to build to the top of the market that we were in, the top quality level that the market would tolerate. Now, every market's tolerance is different. The tolerance in San Ramon is different than San Francisco or San Jose, but we've always tried to be at the top quality level and let the market catch up to us over time, and that has served us well. Secondly is continuity and consistency. We have tried to say what we're going to do and do what we're going to say and meet our commitments, and that has stood us in good stead, being constant in our way of doing business. Third would be relationship orientation. It's a big factor in our family and in our company. Michael referenced the fact that I'm blessed with a number of really quality friendships. It's part of the relationship building culture that my parents developed. And it extends to our team. Again, I'm grateful for our executive leadership team being here tonight. Thank you for being here. And they're the ones who deliver the goods on a day-to-day basis, so they're an important part of our relationship building. Our customers are at the center of our relationship development, and they have entrusted us with creating an environment within which their companies can grow and thrive, and so that's important. Our relationship with our bankers, our relationship with our subcontractors, each of those are important relationship developments that when you take the fabric of what we are, it consists of each of those elements of the relationship. And finally, I would say a North Star would be a vision of long-term commitment to a product. So we were in Livermore for 30 years. We've been in San Ramon for 45 years. We buy large pieces of land, and we try and do the best we can with those large pieces of land.
That's wonderful. There's that concept of stewardship yet again that we have heard a lot about tonight. And it's so wonderful that your entire family is here. I think many of us who are friends of yours have heard about many of them, met many of them. Your wife is a dear friend of mine, and so it's so wonderful that your family is part of it and that you give them that recognition. And when you talk about relationships to a person, Alex, people who knew you were being honored tonight just couldn't believe that it would be anybody else but you. You are so much all of the components of the characteristics that we look for. And as you have run the committee, you have been quite good at making sure we are all reminded about those characteristics, because there are quite a few potential candidates in the Bay Area. And so it's always a difficult choice, but never with you. And you speak so fondly of your father and what he has, and the stewardship that he's handed down to you, and you with your son, and the relationship building. How has that applied to, as you've worked within the Bay Area Council, many of us have watched you exercise great relationships, and on the Federal Reserve. Can you talk a little bit about when that's difficult, what do you do to make it work? Because it's not always easy, but you make it look easy.
Well, ours is an immigrant family. My parents immigrated to this country almost to the day, January 31st, 1944, from Iran. They came here in search of freedom and opportunity. And they were from established families in Iran, but they wanted to have a better way of life for their family, and they thought they could find that in America. Because of that, they always viewed, and I inherited this, citizenship as a privilege. And with privilege comes responsibility. And so I think one of the great lessons that they gave to me, and I know this is carried on through my children, is a sense of being a responsible citizen and working with others to try and make things happen. You can't be too stuck on dogma, and one has to be open to new ideas and new concepts. I certainly am. And I think that's been a major driver of a sense of responsibility. I know my children have continued that. Annabelle, my daughter, founded a school during COVID because of the difficulties that were going on at that time, and is leading efforts in Altadena to try and rebuild after the fires. My son is very much involved in the Boy Scouts and at Brown University, and involved in a lot of other things. So that sense of responsibility is there, and that's the root of it. I'm confident that my 5 grandchildren will continue on with that legacy of responsibility, recognizing that being an American citizen is a privilege.
In addition to being the leader of your company and having great strategic plans, many of you may know that in his role with the Bay Area Council, you've been an extraordinary leader of the council and of the issues that the council's organized itself around, and have always been such a voice of reason and reminding us what's fundamentally most important in the area. Now we're in some ways at an inflection point. It's an exciting time with a lot of AI coming in. What do you think, what are you optimistic about, both from your company perspective I'm interested in, and then the Bay Area at large?
Well, so much. When my parents came to California in 1946, there were 9.5 million people, and the 3 issues of the day were too much growth, too much traffic, and the high cost of living. So what's changed? So here we are at 30 million people, and so much is the same. But let's talk about our region. So if you take the combined statistical area, the CSA, of San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland, we are 9.3 million people. We have a gross domestic product of $1.4 trillion. We are home to 4 of the greatest research institutions in the world, in UC Berkeley and Stanford and UCSF and the Lawrence Livermore Laboratory. We are home to the third largest concentration of Fortune 500 companies are in that CSA, only behind the states of Texas and New York. And we are home to the venture capital business that provides almost 50% of venture funding in the United States. So these are our strengths. That is what we are. But what we are is because of who we are. We are strong because we are diverse, we are rich, we are smart, we are innovative, and we need to protect those characteristics so that we protect the funding of our research institutions like UC and Stanford and the Lawrence Lab. We need to protect preserve the kind of funding for the various educational aspects that go on in the Bay Area. We need to advocate for tax policy that will protect venture funding so we're not going to be having an exodus of venture capital from the Bay Area. And we need to deal with the problems that we have head-on of transportation, housing, water, and the business climate. So it's organizations like the Bay Area Council around which we can develop plans and have a clear vision of what the answers to our problems are, at the same time be really strong advocates for preserving the institutions that are our strengths and stand up to the challenges that we have in those areas with strength and a commitment to preserving some of the great advances we have and a vision towards solving problems. We can make good headway, I think.
That's wonderful, and I think maybe we'll end it on that optimistic. On behalf of the entire Bay Area Council and everyone here, thank you for everything, for your leadership, for your mentorship, for your support.